And how much do we allocate for Nicki Minaj?
I spoke to her people and we agreed on $2 million. A little extra for travel and security, but prepare a check for $2 million.
Rappers are one of the reasons why a lot of black folks don't trust these rich black celebrities. Because they'll do anything to get in with these rich, wealthy white crowds. Like Nicki Minaj, 50 Cent.
Nicki Minaj fans are being called to the front because leaked emails and bank records are putting Turning Point USA under a serious spotlight. The documents claim the group paid Nicki Minaj $2 million to publicly go after Democrats at their recent events. That viral moment where she went in on Democrats and blamed them for the country's problems is now being looked at very differently. This was not some sudden political awakening. The timeline tells a clearer story. For weeks, Nicki had been throwing subtle shade at major Democratic figures, including California Governor Gavin Newsom. At the time, it looked like a personal shift. Now, with these leaks out, it feels a lot less natural and a lot more business-focused. According to the reports, that Turning Point USA appearance came with a serious payout attached. Online reactions are non-stop. People are asking why Turning Point USA is suddenly spending money like this and why Nicki Minaj would even entertain the offer. Some are questioning whether she needed the money or simply chose the highest offer on the table. Either way, the timing has raised eyebrows and the conversation keeps growing. Let's be honest, Turning Point USA featuring Nicki Minaj was not something most people saw coming in 2025. Still, when millions are involved, unexpected partnerships start making sense, especially when the appearance itself was short and tightly packaged. With lyrics like "Starships were meant to fly," "Hands up" circulating again online, the irony is not lost on critics. Right now, many are saying this move has shifted how people see Nicki, and the discussion around it is only getting louder. The drama really popped off a few days ago at Turning Point USA's Amfest, when Erica Kirk suddenly brought Nicki Minaj out as a surprise guest. That moment alone caught people off guard, mainly because there was no real public connection between the two before this. The surprise felt random, and the energy in the room shifted fast. Things got even stranger once Nicki started talking politics, especially when Donald Trump came up. A lot of people in the crowd and online were not impressed by what followed. One of the first topics Nicki and Erica touched on was Nicki's earlier tweets aimed at California Governor Gavin Newsom. Nicki didn't hesitate to read those tweets out loud, leaning fully into the moment. From there, it became clear where she stood politically. She went on at length, praising Trump and JD Vance, calling them attractive and impressive, which raised eyebrows almost instantly. One moment that really confused people was when Nicki compared JD Vance to an assassin, a comment that landed awkwardly and left many viewers scratching their heads. Nicki is allowed to support whoever she wants, and that part is not up for debate. Still, many people felt the praise went over the top, especially considering Trump's name has recently come up again in connection with the Epstein files. That context made the timing feel uncomfortable for some viewers. Others online have speculated that Nicki may relate to Trump on a personal level because of situations involving her family, which has sparked even more debate. Later on, Erica asked Nicki why she chose this moment to start speaking publicly about politics. According to Nicki, she had her reasons, though the explanation only added more questions to an already heated conversation. Nicki said she reached a breaking point and was tired of feeling bullied and shut out, like her voice no longer mattered. She told the crowd to really listen to where she was coming from. According to her, this moment was about finally speaking up after feeling pushed aside for a long time. To be fair, this is not brand new. Nicki has said for a while that she feels iced out by Hollywood and powerful industry players. She has openly criticized Jay-Z and Roc Nation before, so that part did not shock many people. That narrative has been building for years, and she has clearly felt some type of way about it. Where things got tense was when she started talking about how she is raising her son, specifically using language tied to raising boys. That comment immediately raised eyebrows.
Had some fun words for Governor Newsom. I have to read these tweets because they're amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one, we'll do this one. Unless you want to read it in your own voice. I think it'd be really great. Okay.
Oh, Gabby Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It'll make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life. Peace.
Okay. One more.
Why not? Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav, the Gav-nots. Gav, not in, Gav out. Send in the next guy.
Many fans felt uncomfortable because that phrase is often linked to excusing harmful or disrespectful behavior. Given Nicki's past of publicly defending family members during serious controversies, people were quick to connect the dots, fairly or not. As expected, the internet reacted fast. Nicki faced heavy criticism, and the conversation has not slowed down. Even some of her most loyal supporters, including longtime Barbs, felt hurt. A lot of them said it felt like she was turning her back on people who supported her from the beginning. That reaction makes sense to many fans because Nicki's rise was deeply supported by the LGBTQ drag community. Watching her appear to distance herself from that base has been jarring. When people look back, some say the signs were always there. During the pandemic, she made comments that already had fans questioning where she stood, and now those moments are being revisited in a whole new light. This situation also has people bringing up that old tweet that went completely viral, where Nicki talked about her cousin in Trinidad refusing the vaccine. She claimed his friend took it, had serious side effects, and that his engagement fell apart right after. The way it was written felt vague and unsettling, and it left people confused more than informed. That tweet alone sparked backlash that never really died down. On top of that, people remember how she showed support for Trump during a moment when he was making aggressive statements about Nigeria. Looking back, many fans feel the warning signs were always there. Still, her appearance on the Turning Point USA stage pushed everything into a new lane and made the situation impossible to ignore. At first, some thought the whole thing was just a publicity stunt, but leaked emails and alleged financial records tied to Turning Point USA's accountant changed that conversation. According to those leaks, Nicki did not attend out of personal conviction alone. Reports claim she was paid $2 million to take the stage, praise Trump, and openly criticize Democrats. That detail flipped the narrative fast. To a lot of people, it does not even sound far-fetched. Trump and JD Vance have always leaned into public praise, and Nicki calling Trump handsome made the moment feel scripted rather than spontaneous. The compliments did not come across as natural, and that raised even more eyebrows online.
With regard to the current administration, what has been maybe the biggest surprise for you, or something that you just really has been put on your heart that you've learned about our president and our vice president?
Well, I have the utmost respect and admiration for our president. He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win, and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact.
Some fans joked about it, others questioned it seriously, but the bigger issue stayed the same. Why would Turning Point USA spend that much money? And why would Nicki agree to it? According to insiders, the group has been struggling with public image issues. They have faced criticism tied to internal controversies, accusations of grifting, and damaging public call-outs. From that angle, bringing in an artist with Nicki's level of fame starts to make sense. A major celebrity endorsement can drown out bad press fast. The problem is that many fans feel this move came at the cost of trust. And once that trust cracks, money cannot easily patch it back together. At the end of the day, a lot of this seems to come down to optics. And when it comes to Nicki Minaj, some people feel she may actually be getting the short end of the deal. A career reputation is worth far more than $2 million, and many fans are questioning whether this move was worth the fallout, especially since there have been rumors circulating that she has been dealing with serious money issues. Just weeks ago, reports surfaced claiming she was at risk of losing her Los Angeles home due to unpaid debts. Add to that the ongoing chatter about her husband and financial problems tied to him, and the picture starts to look messy. On top of that, industry insiders say Nicki has struggled to land brand endorsements lately. Companies are reportedly hesitant to work with her because of how unpredictable things can get on social media. From the outside, it looks like she is grabbing income wherever she can, even if it means upsetting the fan base that built her career. But according to a blind item, there may be another layer to this. Some are claiming Nicki's recent alignment with Trump and conservative figures is part of an effort to secure a presidential pardon for her husband. The blind item suggests this has been a deliberate strategy for weeks, not something spontaneous. It even questions whether she realizes how much of her financial stress may be tied to standing by him. There have also been whispers about relationship issues and behavior behind the scenes, adding even more fuel to the discussion online. Still, one thing is consistent. Nicki has always stood firmly behind Kenneth, even when it has come at a cost to her image and career. Because of that, many people do not find it hard to believe that she would be willing to risk public backlash if she thought it could help protect him. When you zoom out, it really does look like everything comes back to image control. In the entertainment world, perception is currency, and once that starts slipping, panic decisions usually follow. A lot of fans feel like Nicki is trying to protect her lifestyle more than her legacy right now. $2 million sounds big on paper, but compared to touring revenue, brand deals, and long-term influence, it is pocket change. That is why people keep asking if this move was desperation dressed up as confidence. The money rumors did not appear out of thin air. Industry chatter has been circulating for months about unpaid obligations, legal costs, and expensive upkeep that never slows down.
Why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Yeah. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not gonna back down anymore. I'm not gonna back down ever again.
Amen.
Maintaining multiple properties, security, staff, and a luxury image burns cash fast. When endorsement opportunities dry up, the pressure only grows. Brands do not like unpredictability, and Nicki's online presence has scared more than a few of them off. From a business standpoint, she is no longer seen as a safe bet, and that changes everything. What really shifted the conversation, though, was the blind item narrative. Whether people believe it or not, the idea that she is playing political chess for personal protection stuck hard. The suggestion that aligning with conservative power figures could open doors to legal relief for her husband made the entire Turning Point appearance feel strategic instead of spontaneous. Fans started connecting dots, not because they wanted to, but because the timeline lined up too cleanly to ignore. Nicki has always been known for standing firmly behind her husband, no matter the cost. That loyalty has defined many of her recent controversies. Some fans respect it, others see it as self-sabotage. Either way, it explains why she would be willing to absorb public backlash if she believes it could secure stability at home. When emotions, legal stress, and money collide, logic often takes a back seat. The hardest part for longtime supporters is watching the shift away from the communities that helped build her career. Nicki did not rise alone. Her success was fueled by fans who saw her as fearless, rebellious, and unapologetically different. Now, many of those same fans feel alienated, like they no longer recognize the person speaking on these stages. That disconnect hurts more than any political stance ever could. At this point, the situation feels less like a scandal and more like a slow unraveling. Every move seems reactive instead of calculated, loud instead of strategic. Whether the allegations are true or exaggerated, the damage is already happening in real time. Trust is cracking, and once that goes, no paycheck, no political favor, and no public praise can easily bring it back. When you factor in how President Trump has been handing out pardons so freely, some people believe Nicki might actually see a real opportunity here. Add the possibility of legal relief for Kenneth to a massive paycheck, and from her perspective, it could look like a win on multiple levels. That is why many are saying the numbers are lining up a little too perfectly to ignore. Money problems, endorsement deals drying up, and a partner who has brought more stress than stability all seem to collide at the same moment.
For boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy.
Amen.
How about that?
Amen.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
Suddenly, Nicki is showing up in political spaces she once stayed far away from, saying things she knows will spark reactions, drive engagement, and keep her name trending. It does not come off as random. It feels calculated. Not organic, not accidental, but carefully timed to get attention and possibly open doors that were previously closed to her. If even half of the whispers floating around online are true, then this was never really about political beliefs. It was about optics, positioning, and survival. It was about doing whatever it takes to protect her family and maintain control over a situation that has been slipping out of her hands. The speeches, the praise, even the religious references start to look less like personal expression and more like a strategy being played out in public. The real uncertainty now is what comes next. No one knows if this approach will actually work or if it will completely backfire. What is clear is that the stakes are much higher than before. The money has already changed hands, the attention has been locked in, and there is no easy way to walk this back. Whether this move saves her or costs her even more remains to be seen. At this point, the story feels less like a sudden controversy and more like the final chapter of a long buildup. Nothing about this moment exists in isolation. The money rumors, the industry distance, the risky alliances, and the sharp shift in public messaging all point to someone operating under pressure. When careers reach this stage, decisions stop being about creativity and start being about control. That is what makes this situation feel so heavy to people watching from the outside. What complicates everything is Nicki's history. She built her brand on being outspoken, defiant, and untouchable. For years, that energy worked in her favor. Now that same defiance is being read differently. Instead of fearless, some see it as reckless. Instead of bold, some see it as desperate. The problem is not that she has opinions or takes risks. It is that the risks now seem driven by fear of loss rather than confidence in her position. Fans are stuck in a strange place because they are not just reacting to one appearance or one speech. They are reacting to a pattern. When people feel like their support is being used as leverage instead of valued as loyalty, the trust starts to erode. Once that happens, it is hard to repair. Even silence becomes loud, and every move gets dissected for motive rather than meaning. There is also the reality that politics is unforgiving terrain for celebrities. Once you step into it, especially in a transactional way, there is no neutral ground. You gain one audience while losing another, and the loss is usually permanent. That trade-off might make sense short-term, especially if money or legal relief is involved, but it can cost more than it gives back. Fame is flexible, but reputation is not. The hardest truth in all of this is that survival mode rarely produces good long-term outcomes. When choices are driven by urgency, they often ignore consequences that only show up later. If this strategy works, it may solve immediate problems while quietly creating new ones. If it fails, the fallout will not be gentle. Public opinion does not rewind, and the internet never forgets context. Right now, Nicki stands at a crossroads that many artists never recover from cleanly. She can double down, retreat, or try to reshape the narrative entirely. None of those options are easy, and all of them come with risk. What is clear is that the era of ambiguity is over. People are no longer guessing where she stands or why she is making these moves. They are watching to see what the cost will be. In the end, this is not just about politics, money, or controversy. It is about legacy. Years from now, this period will either be remembered as a calculated pivot that worked or as the moment everything started slipping away. The spotlight is still on, but it feels harsher now. And when the noise finally dies down, the question will not be what she gained from this moment, but what she lost trying to protect it.